So today's topic is, a little difficult for to understand in terms of, uh, what values means and all those kind of things. But it is not really that difficult when we talk about it. So I'm going to tell you, before I talk about values, I'll have to talk about some more things. For example, you see, our behavior is driven by many things, and so I will give you what is called the onion model of personality and behavior. So this is a very interesting model. I don't know who's the creator of this model, but this model says that the outer layer of is behavior, that is what we see in other people, and in our own behavior is seen by other people. And so outermost layer is the behavior, but below the behavior, the driver of that behavior is yeah, our beliefs. No, our feelings. Supposing I am feeling hungry, then I will just go and find something to eat. Or supposing I am feeling upset about something, then I will tell that person that I am upset. So I some behind every behavior you will find there is some feeling. So feeling is the fuel that gives energy for action and behavior to come and be visible in the outer world. So the second layer is feeling. Now feelings are also generated. Now what is the origin of feeling? The origin of behavior is feeling, and origin of feeling is, what is the origin of feeling? The origin of feelings is our beliefs, our evaluations, which is called a combination of belief evaluation, is called attitude. For example, my attitude is that money should not be wasted. And so if somebody is not spending that properly in my family, then I it will generate a feeling of displeasure in me, and out of that displeasure, then I will say something to them. So this is just one example. So for example, or if my attitude toward learning is, uh, I have a way that we should be always learning, and if when more people join, then I feel happy that okay, there are many people who are interested in learning, and because of that, I will be encouraged to share more. So you see, behavior, behind the behavior driver is feeling. Behind that feeling is the driver is the attitude. Attitude consists of our beliefs and evaluation, that this is right, wrong, good, bad, okay, not okay. So combination of beliefs and evaluation, that this is good, this is bad. These are our beliefs. Money is good, money is bad. Religion is good, religion is bad. Men are good, bad. Asians are better, Americans are intelligent. So all these are our attitudes. And various kinds of attitude originate from our values. For example, if I have a value that I should be honest, then in my dealing with people, I will display honesty. And I will like people who are honest. And I will promote and act in a way that I become more trustworthy. So, behind various attitude, there can be one value. It can be honesty. It can be, say, okay, I value health. Then my attitude towards food will be, I'll eat healthy food. My attitude toward exercise would be, I'll be disciplined in doing some exercise. And similarly, I will do various other things, so that so one value of health will create many attitudes, and from those various attitudes will be various kinds of behaviors which will be emanating. So, so if you look at this model is coming like this, where outside lot of behaviors, behind those behavior are some feelings, behind those some feelings are fewer attitudes, and behind those fewer attitudes will be very few values. So it's like outside is bigger, then smaller circle of feeling, then smaller circle of attitude, then smaller circle of, inside that is a smaller circle of values, and the ultimate combination of my value is what my self image is, that I'm an honest, hardworking, sensitive, human being, or I'm dishonest, easygoing, fun-loving human being. So my image is at the center of it all. So you see that this progress, if you look at it, my self-image consists of values. My values generally create many attitudes. From my many attitudes, I create many feelings are generated, and from those feelings, my various actions are further seen and experienced by people. Now, which is the easiest to change? The easiest to change is behavior. You can change behavior easily, and most difficult to change is self-image. When one's self-image is threatened or changed, or one realizes that I believed I was honest, but I'm actually not honest. People find that I am dishonest, so I was deceiving myself that I am honest. So that realization will be the most painful realization. So as Vinay, you were talking about lab experiences. In lab, sometimes we have an experience of our self-images, get a shift at the level of the self-image. So that is one of the most painful experiences of change that one can experience. So today, the main focus. So this was a brief background on the basis of which I am going to talk further on this health values hierarchy. So you understand that majority of our behavior will have some value or the other. Majority of our decision will be, there will be some value behind. Supposing you have joined here and come here to listen to me talk and also share your learning. So that means, what is the value behind this? The value behind this can be learning, that okay, I am interested to learn about my own self, and that's why you have decided to come here and spend your time here with me, rather than spending your time in watching TV or movie, or spending time in doing some other work. So you have made a choice that okay, no, this learning is the important, so I will make this choice of joining this learning. So that is where the values hierarchy come. Hierarchy means some value is more important than other, and if there is a conflict between one value and the other value, I will choose the value which is higher in importance. For example, right now when you come here to join, so there is a values conflict happening. You also want to have rest, you also want to enjoy movies, you also want to spend time with your families, and you also want to learn about yourself. But at this moment you said okay, for this half an hour, 40 minutes, I will not give importance to other things, I will give importance to this learning, so I will join here. So you have to. So that means there is a hierarchy of values. Now, a theoretical example I can give you, which will make you think a little more clear. Supposing I say that my value is non-violence, I will not be violent, whatever may happen. But then, if somebody comes and tries to kill me, and in self-defense I have to be violent, I have this choice. If non-violence is more important than my value for survival, I will be non-violent and get killed. But if my survival value is more important than non-violence, then I will become violent, whatever required to protect myself and save myself. Or I may say, okay, I satisfy both. I survival also and non-violence also. I run away, and I am neither violent and not, but I am able to run away. So this is how the conflict of values will all the time be coming. And when we make the choice, we will make the choice based on what is more important value for me. So this is the concept of hierarchy of values, and this is all the time operating. And we are not even aware when we are making these choices that we are making these choices of value, but this choice is happening at unconscious level. Now the question is that when we make it conscious, then we are more clear, and then we are have got more power. So this is the basic thing I want to say, how you get more freedom when you are very clear about what is the hierarchy of your value. Now I would like to ask you any question coming to your mind, anything you want to say, So, are you, first of all, I'm just curious to know how many of you actually knew that these hierarchies of values are operating. My guess is not many people would be aware that this, even I was not aware for a very long time. So, once somebody said hierarchy of values, and I said, what is hierarchy of values? And then I realized, no, it is this is how the hierarchy of values operates. So, now,
Fortunately,
yes.
Pradeep, I have attended VLHP,
Right. That's
so I knew that.
yeah, good. So that's right. That's
But
right. But not many people, even in this basic lab in human processes, are able to understand this. I came to know about hierarchy of values after my phase A, so it's not necessary that one will understand this hierarchy of values. Now, this is how it is important. For example, there's a normal conflict between money and relationships for some people, not for not necessarily, but some people say businessman is there and says, okay, my work is more important, I have to or work versus relationships. So this conflict between work and relationship, the value, is a very prominent kind of a hierarchical conflict that you will experience, because one is either very involved in work, or one is very money minded and is very business minded, and there are relationship conflict. Okay, spend time with us. Say there's a marriage in the family, or there is a some function is going, and say no, it's not important, I don't want to join it, I'll be rather doing my work rather than going for this social functions. So that is where the conflict between spouses also come. For example, the spouse has more importance for um relationship, and less importance for money, or less importance for work. So then there's a conflict between the spouses on this. So that is how you have to see whether the conflict is based on the value hierarchy differences between the people. Sometimes I chat, I'm able to see this chat. Okay, so I have shared with you that this is a conflict between the one value and the other value. Similarly, for example, if I have to say what is my values, what are the five prominent values that I would say, okay, top, can you, so we can do this right now. That what are my top important values for me? So it can be related to money, it can be related to health, it can be related to relationships, it can be related to learning, it can be related to so any other fact, for example, maybe simplicity or complexity or whatever you want to call it. So I'm just curious to hear what is coming on top of your mind, what, or honesty or what integrity. So what is coming on top of your mind right now? What are your important values? We are not right now talking of hierarchy of values, but just what are the top important values which are coming to your mind? So on these things, or anything else you want to say. So, for example, I have seen some people very health conscious. For them, health is a very important value compared to any other value. So they will be spending a lot of time. So right now, I'm just curious to hear from you that what are the important values you think you are living. So there is a just say it, don't hesitate it, because there can be a gap between professed values and practiced values. But right now, what you believe in your values, you can just state that what is important value. If there's a conflict between that value and some other value, you will rather not have it. I will share some live examples from my personal life also, where how that governs my life. If you would
Pradeep,
share, yeah,
yeah,
yes, sir.
I would like to share. Pradeep, I thought that my values are like honesty and this health, means theoretically.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
as you
Just keep
said,
saying,
ki,
don't hesitate. Yeah, keep saying whatever comes
yeah,
to your mind, top of your mind
as you
right now.
said, as you said, ki, when you realize a painful experience, then I finally, after judging my action, I find that ki, my value is success, more of this upbringing
Correct.
in this environment. or
correct,
whatever. Actually, I value success rather than honesty and health and relationship. And when somebody asks me, I'll say 10 number of things. Ki I value health, I value this and
correct,
that.
correct, correct,
My
correct.
action shows that I value success or I value
Right,
money
right.
over time. In fact,
Correct,
what
correct.
I'm
Yeah,
going through is ki I
yeah.
know time is more valuable than money, but
Right,
whenever it comes to decision,
right.
I have seen that
Yes,
I choose to sacrifice time over money. So
correct, correct,
there is a conflict. Like
correct.
you know
Yeah,
something, but
yes.
you are not. When it comes to decision or
Hmm.
action,
Hmm.
you actually what you do at that
Right.
time that shows you what I value actually.
Correct. Exactly. I think Vinay, you have touched upon a very important topic that our decisions and our actions will tell us what are our real values, and people will get to know our real values only through actions, not through our words. So that right now I would say that you are attending this program, so I would say learning is also an important value for you at this point of time.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so maybe it is a part of a sub value of success, that you believe that my success will be dependent on my learning, and if I learn more I will succeed more. So this can be subservient to that value, but more important than any other value of time or something else. So very interesting, Vinay. I think you have touched that the practiced values are really more important than when we make decisions and choices and act on them. So
And learning also, na, I think learning, I think that ki learning will make me successful.
yes, that's right. That's
So,
exactly.
so
That's
that's why I have brought that learning over there.
correct. Correct.
Maybe
That's
like
right.
this may be my belief. Ki
Right.
learning will make me more successful. So
Correct.
let's I hold on it, and I'm holding it to from last 15 20 years.
Correct.
But
Correct.
like the results are not uh,
That's okay.
that much
Just
encouraging. But still, I think I have my
that's
faith
fine.
in learning.
No, 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 no. We are not talking of results. We are talking of choices right now. Results can be in our hands, and sometimes they may not be in our hand. Now, I share you with you a very interesting example. I have one manager working with me, and he is a very devout Muslim. And he would go for his namaz 5 times a day, and also on Fridays he goes for his namaz. So he has a small child he has to look after, or so come what may. So he will sacrifice, his wife will take a leave to take care of the child on Friday because he has to go to namaz. So that devout religiousness is much more important than money. So it doesn't matter if she has to take a leave, forego 1,000 or 1,500 rupees, doesn't matter. But my going to and praying to God at that particular time, as I have been instructed by my religion, is more important. So this is how our values come into play in our everyday life. So money is not important. And another value for him is he's very honest and truthful. So he will be absolutely honest in telling me, okay, I have spent only 3 hours a day working, and he can easily tell me 5 hours a day, but he never tells a lie. And he will forego the loss. He'll forego because by telling the lie he can make more money, but he does not, and he has won my trust because of that. So uh, that's what I was saying, that this is how you get to understand a person. If you want to understand a person, so the deepest level is the understanding at the level of the values. So this was just important case studies which were for me. This case that I have shared is very important because if my values are different, my values, I'm not that religious, then I would say, why? Yeah, money is more important. Why are you can do it at later time. So but no, for him, this is how you find the cultural differences in the values of the people that you experience in people. This can be between spouses, between children also. So right now there's a this is often how we I experience with my son also. If we tell him, okay, let's go to some relatives for some social function or something, he says, no, I'm not interested. I am more interested in doing something on the computer that I am doing. So his value is that, okay, this is more important than my going with you and socializing. So I am not interested in that. But our interested that he should meet and network and have relationships and build his own circle of friends. But he says, no, that's not important. This is more important for me. So this is how I experience that there's a hierarchy of values which is always operating, And if you can understand this hierarchy of value in yourself and in others, then the relationships can improve also. Okay, so if you have to ask me,
Hello.
yeah, 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 yes, please go
Pardon
ahead.
me for asking the question,
Yeah,
but
yeah, please go ahead.
sir, how do we identify our set of values? Because I'm pretty young at this point, and I
Yeah,
don't think I can identify them.
yeah.
So how
So
do I do that?
okay, so you make choices. For example, you have chosen some course. So you have
Yeah,
joined.
sure. I'm an undergrad BTech,
Yeah, BTech.
but
So you came to engineering and all that. You have made the choices. You will also make choices of friends. You are making a choice right now to come here, and similarly, you will make a choice to spend your time the way you want to spend your time. So all those choices when you make, for example, right now you have come here and join this webinar. So I would say that for you, learning about your own self, about values, about behavior was more important at this point of time, or search for happiness was more important at this point of time than spending your time on watching movies or being with friends or doing something else or cooking or whatever, right? So,
yeah,
so this is how you get to know. So when you make choices, that is the time your values will come into play. So, for example, what kind of books you read. So then I can tell you, okay, what is more important for you. For example, you read novels or you
sure.
read some books on investment or some books on technical subjects or poetry or something. Then I can tell you, okay, this is more important for you than this. Or what kind of, how do you spend your time? So that
But
will,
sir, sometimes the dilemma that you were talking about earlier, like if I want to learn more on self growth or spirituality or those sort of things,
yeah,
but those things are not really aligned with what I'm currently studying right now, the kind of course I'm enrolled in. And I
yeah,
think that's also because of the, you know, the money prospects that it holds in the future.
right.
I
Yeah, good,
think
good.
so.
So what you have done is you have said I will join engineering even though I am more interested in other subject. So why I will join engineering? Because the future prospects of my career and making money and settling in a well-to-do kind of life will be much more if I am engineer than if I am doing a BA or if I am doing some other subject which I find are more interesting, right?
Yeah, because
So
I
you have
think
made
at
this
that
choice,
way I'll be more
huh?
secure.
Yeah. So
I
security,
think I'll be more secure.
yeah. So security was more important than pursuing what I really love to do, right? So you
But
said no.
isn't that the case with everyone? Because everybody prioritizes their security over their interests or what. I think because that comes first for anybody.
No,
You know,
no,
ensuring that
you're
you have a
raising
roof
very
over your
another
head.
important. You're raising another important point. That security is the most important value for everyone here. So we can check with people here. You see, is the future security as important that you will sacrifice your passion or your
Yes,
love, your
yes,
interest
all the time.
all the
All the
time?
time. Yes.
Okay, so you have another person who's what's your name? It says she here or what she
Oh,
or
my name is Arshia.
Arshia. Okay, Arshia. So you have another one who says security is more important. So we will give it more importance than anything else whenever the choice has to be between security versus others. So I will give more importance to the security. So you see, okay, let me share about my situation. I feel that I'm basically secure financially and career wise and relationship wise. So my insecurity is more in case be old age should be safe and health should be I should not have any health issues. So I have insecurities in different areas. So people can be insecure in some areas. For example, you can be insecure in financial independence, or you can be insecure in health wise, or you can be insecure even relationship wise. Supposing you love somebody and you are insecure that you know that I may lose that person, then you will behave in a way that you don't lose that person becomes more important than anything else. So insecurity can be in different areas, so that becomes valuable to you. So in this case I would
I
say
think.
future
Pradeep, I
value.
think it depends upon the age also what you're going through.
Yeah,
In
yeah, yeah.
your age and my age,
Correct,
like
correct.
security, like financial security is important, but now it comes ki healthy bacha lo yaar.
Yes, that's right. That's correct. So you understand, Arshia, that at different stages of your life, your priorities will change and your values will change. So right now, so your conflict, basic conflict that you are experiencing is that you were not really clear about these things. That I would say that there's a risk taking capacity and the advice that you get and the social culture you're surrounding yourself with, that also determines your choices. I'm not sure that this was necessarily your choice, or it could have been influenced by many other people at your age. You see, at your age people are not
Right.
clear what is our values, and therefore we are influenced a lot by our seniors who advise us what to do and what not to do. So I can
Right.
understand. So but the question that you are asked is, I do not know what are my values. How can I know what are my values? So you get to know what is your values. Primary values, future security right now. This is one of your important values, correct?
Oh, yeah. Thank
Does
you,
that
sir.
make sense to you?
Yeah, that definitely does. And
Yeah.
also, sir, if you have the time left at the end of the
Yeah, yeah.
session, I would really want you to touch upon one problem that I face is low self-esteem or low
Yes,
self-confidence.
yes, yes,
So
yes.
if you have time left,
Yeah, no, no,
so
no.
I
There is. I will talk about that also. So don't worry about this. Uh, so this is all. So right now you have asked the question of low self-esteem. That means this is also a priority for you to learn about something which is troubling me in my personality. I feel less confident and I feel low about myself. So I don't want to feel low about me, and that is my priority. So you are asking this question. So you understand. So you making myself happy is also one of your values, right? Do you agree? So this
yes,
is
yes,
so now I will just give you this answer that self-esteem is merely how you are evaluating your own self, and that evaluation of your own self may not be the right evaluation. That may be influenced by the social system or by the significant other people who were there in your growing up, and how they give, what kind of messages they gave you, and what kind of messages you got in the school social system, and that's how you started introjected those messages that I am no good, and that made your self-esteem low, right? So this is a
right,
learned behavior, and this can be unlearned. This is not your problem alone. This is a part of our growth strategy. Every child feels he or she is inadequate, and interprets that I am no good, and this is a journey you have to make from I am not okay to I am okay. So this is a kind of journey which will help you to learn about yourself, to grow, to acquire skills, to acquire those things. So this becomes an important value at this stage, to become more confident, to learn about myself, to become more happy, to become more skillful in my understanding of myself and in my relationship, which will build my self esteem. I hope I have given a very brief answer, but this is
yeah,
a very, very interesting game of life to make people feel inadequate. And because of that inadequacy, then people work hard. Then they work on themselves. Then they learn. Then they grow. So this low self-esteem is not a bad thing to have, because that motivates you to work on yourself. So convert it into an asset. So that is how you have to see it. And I tell you, this is not only your problem. This problem can last for a very long time, for people my age, beyond my age, unless you work on it. So it's a very important thing, and you can work on it. This is my message to you. Be very optimistic, keep learning, keep associating with people who will help you in learning, and you will be out of it very soon, maybe 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 years down the line. You will come out of it. Once you decide to work on it, you will be out of it. Okay. So I have
Can
this
I add
message out.
something to it?
Yeah, yeah,
Can I
please
add
go ahead. Yeah,
something?
yeah, yeah, go ahead, go
Yes,
ahead, Pradeep.
I had this problem of, I just want to help the other person by giving my example,
Yeah,
because
yeah, please
I'm
go ahead,
also
go
pretty
ahead.
old, and the self I always had this self-worth and self-esteem issue, but lately I have come out of it. So what I'm saying is, it is possible, and I feel proud of myself that I came out of that self-esteem issue. So,
Right.
just wanted to add to that. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. I think it was very helpful, Rashmi, for your telling this to a young girl about this. So
Yes.
that's very interesting. Um, yeah. So, like, I would invite other people also to please ask few questions. But
Okay,
few, yeah.
I have one question. So, our values keep changing because
Yes.
earlier my values, hierarchy of values were different, like
Mm-hmm.
success, this, get this, whatever. But now the
Correct.
values keep changing. So now
Yes.
values are different. So that
Correct.
is
So this
also,
change of value is can be actually with age. There can be a growth, and you may move from, like, wanting success and money to wanting peace and health and happiness,
yes.
and relationships become more important. So this can rotate. So some value can become more important and other can become less important depending upon your own sense of well-being. You realize that, okay, oh, my own management of mind and feelings and inner climate is much more important than what people think about me or fame or something like that. So you stop focusing there and you start focusing more on working on your own self. So these values, this is a very important point you have brought in, Rashmi, that these values evolve, and this is a sign of maturity, and they should evolve. For example,
Yes.
right now, Asia is more focused on securities, and we are by and large not that. I mean, I would say about myself, I'm not that much focused on security. I'm more focused on
But it's the
living a
age.
very
It's the
peaceful and
age.
quiet
She's
life.
just a young student, and we have
Yeah,
already achieved everything
yeah,
we
yeah.
wanted.
No, that's what you're saying. This is exactly your point, that it should evolve, and it can evolve to a point where you feel very, peaceful, at peace with yourself. We have a sense of freedom and feel happy, and that's exactly our aim. That the more aware you are about your values hierarchy, and the more you evolve into that direction, the more free and happy you will be. And it is very important to understand this point. So right now, I would say that. The my value of learning, focusing on learning most of the time, is helping me a lot in living a life which makes me free and makes me at peace with myself. So like that, you can understand what is more important value for you, and similarly focus on that. So that is exactly how the hierarchy of values will help you, that you can change the hierarchy. The power will be in your hand rather than you be driven when you are unconscious about it. So don't be unconscious, and be conscious about your values hierarchy, and decide which gives you the maximum happiness and sense of freedom, and make a shift. So this is the power I'm talking about, that each one of us have, and I'll invite every one of you to use this power. That's it from myself. And now I would like you to say anything, add anything, and we have just 1 minute with us, and I'll have to
Pradeep,
switch it
can
off.
you share?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go
Thank
ahead.
you. I think brought a very important point.
Vinay,
Thank
you
you.
wanted to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, can you share some light in any next meeting regarding this transactional analysis? But I think when you
Wow,
said
that
it's okay thing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it comes to my mind that is very important regarding
Right.
self-esteem and personal
Okay.
growth.
Okay.
I mean,
I thank you for telling me that this is an important topic for you. We will. I think this moving from inadequacy to adequacy, from not okayness to okayness, this journey. So we can probably
yes,
take it up as a next our discussion. These discussions are primarily nudged to motivate you all to keep working on yourself and keep exploring. The real work has to be done by you.